This is Cresso, and this is part 66 of the Human Journal. I battle Satan. Yeah, I just had a interesting out-of-body experience, and I just had to record because it was just fresh in my mind. I just wanted to do it as soon as possible. It was around 4 o'clock in the morning. Actually, no, excuse me, 3 o'clock in the morning. And before I closed my eyes, I meditated, and I was just thinking, just giving thanks about life and so much possibilities to life, and just thinking about all the dimensions. Excited that there's so much to life. And I did thought about an out-of-body experience, and I think about my mother a lot, so I thought about her, but I was giving thanks too, and just in everything too, just keeping myself in a good vibe. So, just to get to it, I found myself in different dimensions. It was like a world, somewhat like Earth. It was like upside down. Things appeared upside down, but it was just very unusual looking dimensions. Then I saw a spirit from a distance. It's like a dark looking spirit. It stared at me from the distance. Then it shapeshifted into something else, some other form. I don't know what it was. And then it came after me. As it came after me really fast, I just tossed it from another dimension. And then I found myself, I planted myself on the ground, because I was obviously floating, but I planted myself on the ground. Then it grabbed me from the legs. And then I shook my legs. And then I found myself in a room, some unusual, just really strange looking room. Then I just shaked it, like it was this spirit, and I knew what it was. It was Satan. It was trying to wrap itself around from the wall. It appeared from the wall. It was trying to wrap itself around me. And I said to Satan, I said to him, I'm a multidimensional being. And it told me it didn't care. It still kept trying to wrap itself around me. Then I broke free. And it kept coming after me, and I grabbed it. And when I grabbed Satan, I felt it was cold. It was really cold. But that moment, I just realized that moment, it was trying to get revenge from last year. As if I was reading the thoughts from Satan as I grabbed it. Just for that, it felt like a second, I don't know, but last year, I did a Human Journal of Satan last year. I'm going to put the reference, on the description below, but it appeared before me in my out-of-body experience, and to make it short, it was trying to put fear on me, and then I rose up, and then I shrunk it. I shrunk Satan, and I went through it. I went through Satan, and found myself in some sort of other time space. But it was trying to get revenge from last year. It was holding on. It was holding on to a lot of anger. It's a lot. Then I tossed Satan again, and I watched it going from, I guess I just tossed it what it felt with like an extreme force. I just tossed Satan. I watched it from going from one dimension to another dimension. And as I tossed it, and when it stopped, as it was flying from all these different dimensions, and I stared at it down, it stopped and it stared at me. And then Satan appeared from behind. And then it was trying to manipulate time to try to confuse me. Then I reversed it back. Each time it was trying to do something or try to put some sort of confusion on me, I just reversed it back. And then it kept on trying to tackle me, and it wasn't succeeding. And that was it. But it tried to shapeshift. It tried to disguise itself, but that was it. And then it hid within walls. And then I was able, as I was going from different dimension, I just kept going from one dimension to another. It was like I was going to different rooms. And then I was able to spot Satan through a wall. I just stared at that particular part of the wall. And then it just came out the wall, because they knew that I saw it. And I just kept tossing it. That was it. That was the big thing about that. I just kept tossing Satan around. It knew that I wasn't. It knew that I wasn't of a human. It just expressing this. It just didn't matter. You know, all it just felt that it wanted revenge from last year, because it's like Satan, in a way, it's just so egotistic in a sense. Like it just looked at me like it underestimated me. So it just, the pride, the pride has so much pride. It wanted to take me down, but it didn't succeed. And I gotta say this, and I know this is not going to, I know a lot of people may not like to hear this that's listening to this audio. You know, Satan, or described as a dark spirit, that's consciousness. It's me. It's just a dark part of myself. And it's a low, it's just a low part of consciousness. I mean, a lot of people like this duality, and I gotta be honest with you, it was fun experiencing duality, to find myself tossing Satan from different dimensions. Yeah, it was fun. I will admit it. And a lot of people on the religious side will try to make Satan as some sort of separation, some separate entity. But if anybody that's so religious and so into their Bible, Satan's a fallen angel, and the story about that is God created Satan, right? So it's if you want to put it as a creation and the creator, so I like to bridge this, that it's consciousness. I mean, consciousness molds itself into different things. Consciousness cannot be over itself. I mean, it can't separate itself. There is a low part of consciousness, but the consciousness, the core essence of consciousness, it can't destroy the self, and even in a lower part of consciousness. So that's basically what it is. That's basically how it is. But yeah, it was a duality thing going on. It really made me think also, as I'm recording this now, and the first thing came to my mind was when Neo was battling Agent Smith in the sky. Agent Smith and the third Matrix, when Agent Smith finally was able to know how to, he basically upgraded itself by copying itself so many times, but it was able to fly, just like Neo. And that's exactly what the out-of-body experience was It was. And no, I wasn't watching The Matrix before I went to sleep. It's just that when I went to sleep, I was meditating. And yeah, I was thinking about other dimension. And yes, I was thinking about other out of body experience, other dimension. I was thinking about my mother that passed on. I was just giving thanks to a lot of things. I was just thinking about my last journal that I did, part 65 on imagination, and that was it, And yeah, I mean, that experience is real. I mean, it was an experience, but this out of body experience was very deep, very deep, very deep. When I literally saw Satan try to manipulate time. It did, and then I just reversed it back. It's really interesting. I'm doing my best to remember anything else on this journal, since it's fresh in my mind. Yeah, it bought a shapeshift. It was trying to hide, and it's like it can't hide from me. It's like when they try to hide me on my path or whatever, I could pick it up what it is. And yeah, I think I'm just doing what I can remember everything. Yeah, just to say this, I just want to say this, I know a lot of us, we look at certain things that's the opposite of us as a separation. But beyond that, everybody, whether if you like it or not, beyond that, everything is source of life. These are lessons. Like, what lesson did I got from my out-of-body experience? That's all it is. I'm battling myself, but you could say on a negative. I'm battling my negative self. What lesson did I got from it? Well, it tries to my negative part of me was trying to overtake me, and it didn't succeed. I was far more powerful. It always tried to bring me down. And if I ever allow that part of me to overtake me, it's because I allow it. So I just want to put that in perspective for everybody that's listening, to all these things that a lot of us, we put power into in our lives. Yeah, I mean, everything that you put above you, it could be anything. It could be somebody in authority, right? Your boss. It could be a teacher, somebody you think they're above you. It could be from that. It could be reptilians. It could be those so-called masters, the world controllers, so-called controllers. Yeah, okay. All those things that we put certain things above us. And just put it in perspective that all these things are based on allowance. And that we're ultimately, each and one of us, okay, every one of you are power. You're the focal point of your own life. You're the author and creator of your own life. So, and like I said in my last journal, you are the craftsman. Okay, so you could mold your experience however you want. So I just want to put that in perspective because it's important. It is. We're too busy. A lot of us, we're too busy lowering ourselves and pretending like there's somebody actually above us. No, we allow certain things. We allow. Excuse me. I just want to correct myself. We allow things to happen in our lives. No one's really over us. I mean, there is a lower part of ourselves, but it's still us. And there's a higher self. Okay? I mean, it's still consciousness. No matter how many ways you slice it, it's still consciousness. And I haven't heard anybody that actually talks about consciousness could actually sit there and admit that. I don't know many people, actually, except maybe Michael Telliger, if I'm saying his name correctly. It's a gentleman, I subscribe to his channel. He knows that a lot of these, especially these so-called masters, that people that believe that they have control over the masses, that it's all part of source. So I felt like I do believe he knows that. But anyway, I'm not entirely 100% sure if he does. But other than that, I don't know anybody really, except me and my friend. We understand the whole game, especially here on Earth. We put people above us, but that's just a front, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna say openly, it was fun battling the dark side of me, or Satan, you want to describe, whatever I could describe. It was fun. I'm not gonna sit there and lie. I guess this is my own ego, but I felt good about this out of body experience. You know, I felt good that I'm not going to allow part of myself to bully me around. It's going to try, but it's not going to succeed. So, because I know who I am. So, and that, having that mentality, that truth holds a lot more weight than your own ego could ever fathom. So I just want to close out with that, and I'll definitely be back for part 67. Take care.